Okay, this next maneuver I'm going to show you is a way to pull up the sides from the outside only, which is useful if you are making a cylinder that is too narrow for you to get your hands in. So I'm just going to throw a narrow cylinder here using the claw pull. You can see my thumb under the bump here. Pull it again. Okay, now this is really, at this point, it's too narrow for me to get my hand in. So I'm going to do one pull from the outside just to show you what my hands would have to do at this point. And that is, I would have to just have my middle finger is the one that can just reach down there and get up. But once this gets taller, I won't be able to do that anymore, because I can't reach the bottom anymore. Okay, so I'm just gonna sponge out a little bit here and wet the outside, and I'm gonna press in with the bottom of my pinkies here, or I can use, the palm. I'm just narrowing it to create a ridge. So I've got a little bit of a ridge down here. This really needs to be wet. And then it's almost like a 6 point, although you can do it with 4. And I'm just sitting under that ridge and pulling it straight up. So you can see that got taller and narrower. I'm going to do it again. Again, I'm just pulling in to narrow the base and create a ridge for myself. And then I stick my fingers under there. And it's really helpful to keep your nose right over the center, so you're looking straight down in there. There we go. That got pretty tall for just the outside. Now I still have quite a bit of clay down here. It's getting thin at the top, but this could be a candlestick too now that I'm looking at it. So I'm gonna again create my ridge. And I know it's moving around a little bit, but it'll straighten out as I get to the top. Okay, still Still have more at the bottom than I want, but I think it's high enough for what I want and narrow enough for what I want. So what I would do, I mean, if I wanted to keep this, which I might, I have another thing I want to do to it to show you. I'm going to just take off the throwing lines. Take off some of the straight. So I don't want this to be completely straight because it's so tall relative to its weight that I want some stability in the base so that it doesn't tip over. You know, I'm assuming this is going to be a bud vase, let's say. Oh, I missed my bucket. I just heard that all of that fall on the floor. Nice. All right, so we'll take some of that off now and play with this. Give it a little bit, tiny bit of a flare. Okay, that's good enough, and then I'll come back shortly to show you what I'm going to do with it, but I'm just going to pick it up so you can see. It's pretty tall for, you know, however, I think it was just about a pound of clay, and if I ever cleaned my ruler, I can tell you that it is 8.5 inches tall. So I'll stick this back on the wheel and I'll be back.